Giant snakes caught on camera. Imagine flying over an endless jungle, green stretching to the horizon, when something moves below you. Something massive. A serpent longer than your helicopter, thick as a tree trunk, gliding through the canopy as if the earth itself were alive. Two separate helicopter crews, decades and continents apart, witnessed exactly that. One, a Belgian military pilot in the Congo, in 1959. The other, a survey team over the Amazon, half a century later. Tonight, on Mysteries from the Orb, we dive into both encounters, the two most chilling aerial sightings of giant snakes ever caught on camera. It was 1959, during the height of Belgian operations in the Congo. Colonel Remy Van Lierde, a decorated World War II pilot, was on a routine mission in his helicopter, flying low over the Kotongo region, a vast and wide area of jungle and swamp. At about 300 meters altitude, something unusual caught his eye. A long, sinuous shape lay stretched across the clearing, moving slowly through the undergrowth. When the pilot dipped closer, the shape lifted its head. Van Lierde later described it as a monstrous serpent, its head as wide as a man's shoulders, rising nearly 3 feet above the ground. He estimated its total length at close to 50 feet, about 15 meters. The snake's back was dark green with lighter patches, glistening in the sunlight like wet armor. Van Lierde circled twice for photographs. When he swooped lower, the creature struck, calling violently, lifting its head toward the helicopter, as if to attack. Startled, he pulled up sharply and flew off. Even from the air, he could see it moving through the brush like a living train, crushing small trees as it disappeared into the shadows. A military photographer aboard captured the moment. The image shows a massive serpent-like shape, partially coiled near a dirt road, its scale measurable by nearby trees and brush. Experts who later analyzed the photo estimated the creature's size anywhere between 12 and 15 meters, depending on altitude and focal length. The photo was declassified years later and circulated among cryptozoologists. It became known simply as the giant snake of the Congo. To this day, many insist it's real. Others claim it was a trick of perspective, a normal python made enormous by camera angle and vegetation. But even the skeptics admit, Van Lierde's reputation was spotless. He wasn't a man known for fantasies. He died in 1990, still insisting on what he saw. It was not a python, he told reporters. It was something else. Something beyond anything I had seen before. Half a century later, a new video emerged, this time from the Amazon basin, between Brazil and Peru. A shaky camera, mounted on a helicopter, captured what appeared to be a gigantic snake moving through the water, creating a wake large enough to rock nearby boats. At first, many dismissed it as CGI, until locals came forward, claiming the footage was genuine. They spoke of an ancient river spirit known as Yokomoma, mother of the waters, said to devour anything that entered her river. When fishermen vanish without a trace, villagers say Yokomoma has fed again. Some researchers estimated the serpent in the footage was up to 15 meters long, eerily close to Van Lierde's Congo sighting half a world away. And just like in the Congo, when investigators tried to find the helicopter crew behind the footage, the trail went cold. Some claimed the camera belonged to an environmental agency, others, to a private explorer who disappeared months later in the same region. Two encounters. Two continents. Separated by oceans and time, yet describing the same impossible creature. A massive serpent, intelligent, territorial, and ancient. Is it possible remnants of the prehistoric Titanoboa, the 60-million-year-old giant snake, still survive in isolated jungles today? Or are these sightings fragments of human imagination, fear and myth merging under the heat and haze of the tropics? The truth, as always, hides beneath the canopy. From the skies above Congo to the rivers of the Amazon, witnesses swear the serpents move below. Whether it's the last of a lost species, or something darker that defies science, the world's jungles still keep their secrets. And if you ever find yourself in a helicopter over a place where the river turns without wind, remember Colonel Van Leert's words. It was not a python. If you enjoyed this journey into mystery, make sure you like and subscribe to Mysteries from the Orb, hit the bell so you don't miss our next descent into the unknown. Drop a comment below, do you believe it happened?